trying to attack this building, and in exactly the same way as marriage is attacked. So we look at this little book in Nehemiah. I've never spoken at this at a wedding before. You'll probably never hear at a wedding before again. But it's so striking because it starts off here in Nehemiah, the second chapter. As soon as the enemy heard that there was some building going on, it says, it grieved him exceedingly. You know, the enemy of our souls has looked down this morning at what he has just observed. Oh, it's grieved him exceedingly. It really has. As we go through all these various times where we see how the enemy challenges the people of God, every time there's a solution. Every time. So here he's exceedingly grieved. And it says here, you see the distress that we're in. You know, the enemy is very clever. He's been very successful in disrupting so many marriages. Very successful. You know how he does it? He does it when there's a time, as we just read here, you see the distress. He does it at a time when there's a lot of stress, a lot of distress. You know, there could be family stress. There could be financial stress. There can be employment stress. There could be health stress. When there's that kind of stress, the enemy comes in, it's just the right time. And he tries to disrupt the marriage. That's what he does. And so what do they do here when there's distress? You know, it says, the people of God, they said here, it says, and they strengthen their hands in this good work. They strengthen their hands. Let me ask you a question, Andy. Ever lifted any weights? Ever done some push-ups? Ever done some exercise? You know, it takes that too in a marriage. It takes that. Exercise. It says they strengthen their hands for this good work. It's going to take that. You know what the enemy did? It says, they laughed us to scorn and despised us. Despised us. Enemy just despises the marriage union. Just tenaciously he despises it. You know what the result was here? It says, the God of heaven, he will power us. That's what it's going to take. Carry on. A happy Christian marriage. Well, we go on here, and we read here, the enemy comes and he's observing this work going on in Nehemiah's time, and it says, he came to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. You know, the enemy's going to try to hinder you in your marriages. And I'm smart enough to know that at this point in your relationship, you've had a few glitches. The problem is not you, Andy. And Jane, the problem is not you. The problem is the enemy. He just doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. And he tries to hinder the work. Well, you know what it takes here? It says here, nevertheless we made our prayer unto our God and set a watch against them day and night. You know, there can be no vacation for watchfulness. It's got to be all the time, day and night. Be watching against the enemy. They watch day and night here. And then, you know, then the next thing is what the enemy did. And the enemy does this relentlessly too. It says here, and there was much rubbish, so that we are not able to build. You know, the enemy wants to bring rubbish in your lives. If he can bring rubbish in, it just has a terrible effect. You know, there's not a married couple here that will testify the rubbish that the enemy brings into our lives to destroy our marriages. Much rubbish. And then what happens? It says to slay them and to cause the work to cease and to slay them. You know what the enemy wants? He wants deadness in your marriage. You know, maybe there's some here and there's deadness in your marriage right now. It's a horrible thing. Because I don't see much deadness in your marriage right now. There's not that. And for anybody that's feeling that today, that lack of that joy and that lack of enthusiasm on your wedding day, and you're just not feeling that today, it's the enemy. He wants to bring deadness in. That's what he wants to do. So I say, I don't see much deadness today, but trust me, the enemy's going to come and he's going to seek to bring deadness in. Well, what happens here? It says, and the builders